He was very driven. He was a straight A student. He was really hard on himself. I didn't ever have to push him for grades or anything because he pushed himself harder than anybody could have. And he was a perfectionist. He became obsessed with his appearance, how he looked, his body, and that led into anorexia. We had him in treatment a couple of different times, and the treatment really, really helped. I saw my child again because he had gotten to the point where he was not even recognizable almost physically and mentally. He just was so thin, and his mind was just ravaged by this disease. And the treatment, especially when we sent him away, he was gone for 3 months, and it was just inpatient intensive therapy, and they weight restored him, and he was doing so much better. The insurance company pulled the plug and wouldn't pay anymore, so we had to bring him home, and I felt like he wasn't ready to come home. It was a bad night, probably one of the worst that I'd seen in a long time. And he finally calmed down, and he came in to my room, and I was getting ready for bed, and I was just looking in the mirror, taking off my makeup, and he came and stood next to me, and we were looking at each other in the mirror, and he just said, "Mama, I don't want to be here anymore." And I said, "I know, baby, but I need you to keep fighting." And I just remember being grateful that he was going into counseling right then so that they could talk about it and help him through it. And so then about an hour and a half later, I called him just to see how counseling went, and he was very positive. He said, "Oh my gosh, it was awesome." He said, "I feel like I had some breakthroughs and talked about things I've never talked about, and I'm going to go hang out with friends. We're going to go to dinner and a movie or something." I got a phone call, and I didn't recognize the number, and I didn't answer it. And then another one, and I didn't answer it. And I remember Nathan saying, "Mom, you should probably answer your phone." And then the third phone call I got was from Justin, and I answered it, and the very first thing he said to me was, "Call 911, Mama." And I said, "Where are you?" And he said, "I'm in my bedroom." And I said, "Where did you shoot yourself?" And he said, "In my stomach." And I said, "With what?" And he said, "A 22. And the last words that I heard my son say was, "Hurry, Mama, I'm hurting." So I pulled into my driveway, and the 2 phone calls that I missed were the police. They were trying to get into the house because the friends that he was supposed to hang out with, he didn't show up, and they got concerned, and so they got the police there. And I went to run over to him, and they wouldn't let me get close to him, but he reached his hand out for me and just looked at me in my eyes. Apparently everybody else knew. And so they just said, Justin, when he got here, was a lot sicker than he was when he left Davis Hospital, and unfortunately he has died. And I was like, no, that's not right. And I just remember hearing my voice as if it wasn't coming from me saying, "That's not right," and rewind. I just kept saying rewind, over and over again. But that was it. That was done. That was it. No more fighting for my child. As parents, we want to feel like we can fix it. We want to feel like we've got it in us to fix it for them and to help them. And when it comes to mental illness, we don't. I mean, even if I were a licensed therapist, he's my child. You need somebody on the outside to help you. It's hard to know. So I would say, get them help quick. Don't procrastinate it. Don't wait and say, we'll see how it goes. Because they'll try to talk you into that. They'll try to say, I'm fine. And Justin would give me deadlines. Well, I'm fine. If things aren't better by then I'll be willing to go and do it. You're the parent. You take over and you say, no, we're going. I think about Justin's friends who were willing to call me, who were willing to talk to their parents, and their parents were willing to call me. I think we too often feel like we don't want to overstep our bounds, or we don't want to make somebody mad. It's better to make them mad than to have them be gone. And I think that church leaders need to be talking about it. I think that teachers need to be talking about it. I think that kids need to know what to do if their friend reaches out, because every child out there at some point in their life is going to have a friend say, I don't want to live anymore.